Hello everyone, welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda. In today's video, we are going to do a Christmas chrome nail art design because you can't have Christmas without chrome nails. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now I already have my clear bases done, so we're going to go straight in to doing our gel polish bases. Now the two colors I chose for my bases in this set are Chestnut Brown, which is this gorgeous warm reddish brown shade. And then we're going to be teaming this with Sugar and Spice, which is a beautiful kind of like a champagne pink shade with a stunning shimmer. I absolutely love both of these colors. They are both from the new fall into winter collection. Now on to application, we're going to come in and apply Chestnut Brown to begin with. Now red can be a harder color to apply because it shows up all of your imperfections. So I'm going to go in with the bottle brush and I'm going to apply this as close to the cuticle as I can, and then I'm going to switch to my stripe liner brush to get a little bit closer and to get that application as neat as I can. I always say to anyone who is new to applying a gel polish to go in and practice with a red, because if you can master red and black, then you can do any color, simply because those darker shades just show up any imperfections that you might do. So if you can get red perfect, you're going to be fine. So we're going to apply this in a thin coat, and I did this on the pointer and the little finger. If you do happen to feel as though your application is a little bit messy, you can come in and clean up with some alcohol on the round nail art brush. Now I'm going to switch to Sugar and Spice. Now this color has such a beautiful thin consistency for how opaque it is. It is absolutely stunning. So it makes a great color for a full cover nail, but because of how pigmented it is, it's beautiful for nail art as well. Now I'm going to apply this to the ring and middle finger. We are going to come back in with some Chestnut Brown on these two nails for some nail art, because the pointer and the little finger are going to be covered up with our chrome effect. But I just wanted to get all of my bases done first of all. I did do the thumbnail with a full Sugar and Spice nail as well, because I feel as though this color on its own needs to have its own nail. It is such a stunning shade, and because it has those pearlescent shimmery effects going on, it works on its own, even in a design where you're wanting to have a lot of nail art going on. So we have our first coat down. I did apply these nice and thin so that you can still see, though they are really opaque in one coat, but I do recommend coming in with a second thin coat, because all of the Kiki London gel polishes do require a second coat to get the full opacity coming through. So we're going to go in and apply our second coat of Chestnut Brown to begin with, and I'm doing this the same as before, except on the second coat I do cap my free edge. Now let's talk chrome. Normally for chrome I use the mirror chromes if I'm wanting to do a full chrome nail, but you can also use the Platinum Flakes for a full chrome finish. They just give off a slightly different effect. So in today's video we're going to mix up using both the Platinum Flakes for full cover looks, and then we're also going to use the mirror chromes for some chrome stamping. So I hope you enjoy how this set looks. Let me know if there are any other chrome styles or chrome techniques you would like to see in future videos, as I feel as though chrome is beautiful for Christmas and winter. Anyway, these are what the nails look like with just their gel polish bases. I think these two colors work absolutely stunning together, and this set alone, because of the shimmers in Sugar and Spice, they work just as bases. You don't even need to come in and apply anything over these for a stunning Christmassy look. But moving on to our chrome application, because I wanted to go full on nail art vibes for this set. So to apply your Platinum Flakes, you're going to first of all want to pop down a no wipe top coat. So I'm using the crystal top coat, and I'm applying this to the entire nails on the pointer and the little finger, and then I'm going to pop this into cure just for 30 seconds so it's still warm and has an ever so slight tack to it. Usually this top coat requires a 60-second cure, and then I'm going to go in and pick up my flakes using a silicone tool. Now I started off by going in with just a small amount to show you guys the different effects you can create with the Platinum Flakes. So if you go in with a small amount and start just gently rubbing them on rather than burnishing them in, you get this kind of broken, shattered foil effect, which I think is super pretty, and that's normally what I do with the Platinum Flakes. However, if you go in with a few more and start rubbing and burnishing them in to that cured top coat, you create more of a chrome effect. Now it won't, well, it probably could look as smooth as the mirror chrome if you burnished it more, but I wanted this to look a little bit different to the mirror chromes because they are a different product, and I wanted the nails to look a little bit different to what I normally do with the mirror chromes. So I'm going in and burnishing them in, and then I flip to the clean end of the silicone tool just to rub them in a little bit more and remove some of those flakes. But you can see I've got quite a smooth finish, but I've left some areas where I haven't fully burnished them in because I quite like that effect. If I wanted to get a more smoother full coverage chrome effect out of this, I would go in, clean my silicone tool off with those excess flakes, and then go in and burnish a little bit more. But I really love this effect. You can kind of still see a hint of the chestnut brown coming through. If you pop this over a black base, you get more of that mirror chrome effect showing up, but I wanted these to look really Christmassy, so I wanted to have red bases because then the tips underneath look red too. So we're doing the exact same on the little finger, giving it a good rub with both ends of the silicone tool. So I've kind of used the angled end to apply them and then the curved end to burnish them in a bit more. I'm then going to take my dust brush. It's really important that you use a soft brush for this set, and just rub off any excess flakes that are around. And I'm then going to very carefully go in with some alcohol and just start cleaning up around the cuticles. Now this was a little bit tricky because I didn't want to accidentally remove any of that chrome effect around the cuticle area. So what I end up doing is going in and top coating to seal in all of those platinum flakes, and then I clean up again. This way you're going to get a really nice clean cuticle area, but you're not going to stress about accidentally removing those chrome flakes. Now to seal in any kind of chrome, nail art, especially things like platinum flakes, foils, decals, I love to go in with the rubber top coat. It's that little bit thicker than your regular top coat, so it seals everything in. You're not going to have to worry about any of your nail art chipping off. But then because it's that little bit thicker, if you have applied any nail art which might leave the surface feeling a little bit uneven, this is going to smooth it out. So we're just going to go in and apply a coat of this to both of those nails, again capping the free edge to make sure we don't have any chipping issues. And then I'm going to come back in this time with my round nail art brush and a little bit of acetone, and as you can see I can wipe as much as I want, really scrub those excess flakes that have got in and around that cuticle area without having to worry about messing up my nail design. Now if you wanted, you could come in at this point with another layer of stamping or hand painted nail art over the top of these because you've sealed those flakes in, but I'm just going to leave them to as full chrome nails. We're now going to move on to the pointer and the ring finger, and I really wanted some more of the chestnut brown to be coming through in this set. So what I'm going to do is cut out two little sections on these nails to kind of give off the Christmas present vibes, like wrapping paper vibes. So on this nail I'm going to come straight down the center of the nail with my striped liner brush and then just color in one half of the nail. And as you can see, this is made easy thanks to the striped liner brush. You can really get around that cuticle area, you can get a nice straight line down the center because the striped liner brush is thin, but I feel as though it's a really nice length as well. When I used to try and do any of these kind of designs with a shorter brush, I used to struggle, but the length on the striped liner brush is perfect for anything like this. It's my go-to brush for so many steps and techniques when it comes to gel polish. So as you can see, we've done one coat of this, and then I did also do a cutout on the middle finger just going across the nail, but for now we're going to come in and do our second coat of this one. So I wanted to do this in two coats. Although it looked quite opaque, I really wanted the richness from this color to come through. I wanted it to look nice and bold, so I did choose to come in and do a second coat, and it only takes seconds anyway, so it was worth it to get that real rich tone coming through from the color. But like I said, these colors are pigmented enough that if you were doing finer nail art details, so for example painting on little bows or little hearts, you definitely wouldn't need to do a second coat. So I did do the first coat of this now off camera. I didn't want the video to be too long and boring, but as you can see, we used the same technique as the first nail. I went across with my striped liner brush and then filled in with the bottle brush, and I did it the other way around on the second coat because we'd already mapped out the space. So I then popped those into cure for 30 seconds, and on this nail we want to do chrome stamping. Now, to do any kind of chrome stamping or isolated chrome, you need a matte surface. So I'm going to come in and apply my matte top coat to both of these nails, and what this is going to do is this is going to stop our chrome sticking to where we don't want it to go, because chrome likes to stick to a shiny or a cured top coat surface, or in today's case, a wet layer of stamping polish. So you want to make sure your surface of your nails is super matte. So not only do I go in with a matte top coat, I also like to then come and buff this matte top coat. This just then eliminates the chrome sticking to anywhere you don't want it to go. And I'm using quite a detailed stamping image, so I won't be able to go in and clean up with any alcohol or acetone easily. So I wanted to make sure that it's not going to stick anywhere I don't want it to. So once we've buffed the surface, I'm then going to wipe over with some alcohol to remove any of the dust that's been left behind from buffing. And then we have our gold mirror chrome. Now, if you watch the Kiki London channel regular, you'll probably see that these mirror chromes have featured quite a lot. I absolutely love them, and stamping is a great way to add in your chrome. You are going to need 2 stampers for this, so one which you're going to apply your chrome to, and as you can see, I'm applying a generous amount so that we get a nice crisp image, and then you're going to need all the normal stuff that you would use for stamping. Now, you can use any colour stamping polish for this step because you're going to be covering it up with the gold the gold mirror chrome anyway. I just opted for red because I had it to hand, but it would work really well with black as well. If you wanted a softer look, then go for a lighter shade like white. But as you can see, I've picked up my candy cane image. I'm using a lint roller to remove any excess image, and then I'm going to stamp this down on the nail and then very quickly roll over again with my chrome powder. It's really important that you do this nice and quickly because stamping polish dries quickly, and you need to have a little bit of tack to it for your chrome to stick. So as you can see there, my chrome has stuck. It looks a little bit messy, but once it has dried, we will dust off the excess and it will look nice and clean. So whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go in and do the second image. So I've applied my stamping polish, scraping the excess, picking it up with my stamper, removing all of those excess images. You don't want these to go down onto the nail because your chrome will stick to them. We're then going to stamp down the little heart. I wanted it to go slightly over both colours, and then very quickly going in with our chrome. Now, if you were doing lots of images, or you might want to have a bit more chrome, so you might want to come in and add a bit more chrome to your stamper head, but for just doing 2 images, I had enough. So then again, you're going to need a soft dust brush for this step. So the Kiki London dust brush is perfect for this. It's nice and soft, and as you can see, it effortlessly wiped away all of that excess chrome powder. So you're going to want to come and seal these in now with your top coat. So I'm going to use the crystal top coat for this step. You could use the rubber top coat if you wanted, or you could even come in with a matte top coat if you wanted a matte finish. I'm just very gently floating this top coat over the top, and at this point I'm going to top coat the thumbnail as well, because I was keeping this as a simple sugar and spice nail, as I just felt as though this colour, it needed just a standalone nail. It would also look pretty actually with some red crystals, I think. Let me know what you would have put on the thumb, or if you would have left it plain. But then that does bring us towards the end of the video. I really loved how Christmassy yet simple. It's not too simple. I love nail art though, so I would say this is simple, but I really loved how Christmassy they looked. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I did allow my top coat to cool for a minute before coming in and applying my cuticle oil. This is going to then help you not dull the shine of your cuticle oil. And then because my hands needed some extra TLC, I'm going to take some of the K&S Woody Rose hand lotion and rub this in whilst my cuticle oil hasn't been fully massaged in. This way it then picks up that cuticle oil as well and helps distribute it throughout your skin. I did go over and wipe off the excess cuticle oil on my nails with some micellar water just so I could take some pictures, but as you can see they look super pretty. Now as always, all of the products I've used are listed in the description box below with the link to the Kiki London website, but if you have any questions please do pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, lots of love, take care, bye bye.